Hey everyone, welcome to your weekly Tarot Oracle card reading. This is for the week of August 13th, 2017. We're just moving right along. Today I'm going to be pulling cards from the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, as well as pulling a couple cards, or maybe just even one card, from the Ascended Masters Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. As always, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can go to the shop. The link is in the description below. You can also like my Facebook page. You can follow me on Instagram, blah, 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 blah. So let's go ahead and get into it. With this energy that's been going on, I feel like I am on a goddamn roller coaster. And I had a little chat last night, and I feel a lot more grounded. I feel like I have a little bit more clarity. So I was motivated to get up early this morning and do this reading for you guys. And actually, I really hope you guys appreciate it, because I don't get up early, like, for anything. So let's get into our cards here. It really feels like this week is insane. I am filming this during like last week, so the energies are insane right now, but it seems like that's really going to carry over. So in the reading for last week, we talked about integration, we talked about abundance, we talked about all these really good things happening, but I'm sure it feels like a lot of things are falling apart and falling into place. And it's like, okay, this is great, but everything is still falling. So what the fuck do I do? Okay, cool. I can work with that. Oh, sweet. Okay, awesome. It's definitely going to be an interesting week still, right? So last week we had the full moon in Aquarius, an insane time for a lot of people. It seems like those energies are going to be fading out a little bit, but they're still going to be a very big part of everything that's going on. So you'll see what I mean when I get into the cards. Our first card we have is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords indicates that there could be some conflict that has existed for a while, kind of like rivalries or frenemy relationships that are now just starting to be on their way out, are just now starting to be resolved, or you're gaining a little bit more clarity in where you would like to stand with this person, whether or not you actually want to be around this group of people. Also, too, calling yourself on your own bullshit. In our relationships, we tend to get in this frame of mind that it's all the other person's fault, or it's all the other people's fault. It can't be us, right? It can be us. And a lot of the time, we are contributing just as much in a conflict as the other person is. So while it's good to reevaluate where your relationship is going, where you'd like it to be, also reevaluate yourself and your role in that relationship. The person in this card is definitely not innocent, right? They are sort of taking a little bit of joy out of, winning these arguments and coming out on top and sort of one-upping the other person. So if this is you, you're definitely not innocent in this situation. You are contributing just as much as anyone else. And frankly, it's time to take a little bit of ownership to that. Our next card here for the week is the World. So the World for me is an indicator that the world is at your fingertips, right? We can have whatever kind of life we want to. We can lead whatever kind of life we want to. And the only thing standing in our way is us. We try to manifest things or we might manifest them and not even try. But the point is that we want to try and manifest the right things this week, because whatever we are manifesting, whatever we are thinking about and giving our attention to, that is going to shape the world that we live in. And this is also emphasized by our card that's underneath the deck this week, the Magician. So this is just reinforcing that we can manifest whatever we want, and we are manifesting every single day. If you are constantly worried about money, you're going to find that your money situation isn't going to improve. If you are confident about money and you love money and you love giving money and you love receiving money, it's going to be so much easier for you to get that wealth and to also distribute that wealth on a daily basis. So we really need to watch what it is that we are allowing to come into our world on a daily basis by manifesting with our thoughts, with our intentions, and also with our actions. Our third card for the week is the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is a home-y card, right? It's getting ready for a celebration, getting ready for a beautiful time to celebrate, to relax, to enjoy, to be around friends, to be happy. We are coming into this time where we're just going to be able to sort of sit back and chill and enjoy everything that we've worked really hard for over the past year. Now, okay, this is getting ready for it, right? Getting ready. So like getting the decorations set up, getting the guest list together, making our food list. This is not the time to sit back right now, just yet. If you have some vacations coming up or you want to get out of town for a little bit, fine. I'm not going to tell you that you shouldn't, take that vacation that I'm sure you deserve. But just know that this is not the time to slack off just yet. We might have talked a little bit about this last week as well, but there is a certain feeling that occurs when we start getting into the fall months where we want to just coast and the weather's getting a little bit cooler and it's nice and it's harvest time. We just want to enjoy everything that we have worked so hard to grow over the past year, and that's fine, but not yet. Not yet. We're still in Leo season. We are still working hard. We are still manifesting, right? We are still manifesting. Like with this, you're constantly manifesting, right? Things are still insane in our relationships. I mean, they're calming down a little bit, but they're still crazy. Now is not the time to mentally check out. Don't check out. Our last card for the week, we have the Hierophant. There is something that we are all going to learn this week. I feel like it's something that we have been ruminating over for a long time, something that we have always been kind of foggy on, and I think it might relate to relationships and also in what we want out of life, and it's going to become a little bit more clear this week, like with that resolution in the relationships we are talking about. We're going to see that resolution, but we're also going to have a moment where we go, oh, that's why. That's what that means. Oh my God, what was I doing for so many years? Why didn't I just pay attention? Look out for those moments of clarity. And also, if you meditate or if you do any sort of, decompressing time, I know some people do this like in the car on the way home from work, or, once they get home, they have some coffee or some tea and they just sort of sit with themselves. Practice being an observer to your thoughts. So if you can, think of yourself as two different people, and the one person is you and just going about their day and thinking and wandering and just the mind's going everywhere. And then try to be also observing your thoughts and watching your thoughts and just sort of sitting back and going, it's really interesting that I'm thinking about that way. Or it's really interesting that I am feeling that way when I'm thinking about this thing. That is meditating, but I somehow when people say meditating, I get this image of my mind of like a monk sitting there with their legs crossed and in complete silence, and it's just boring, and it just like makes me tired thinking about it. So the whole observing metaphor for me is a lot more helpful, and I hope it will be for you too. Really just try to, like I said before, observe your thoughts and your feelings, even for a few minutes every day. Try to step outside of yourself and just watch what's going on in your head. And I think you'll be really surprised in the amount of clarity and even the new ideas that might come to you in this week. Okay, let's move on to our Ascended Masters card for the week. I'm surprised I haven't used this deck a whole lot because I used to use it all the time. Like, it was my go-to deck for a while. Drink more water. The Ocean card, which I don't know if that's the card that's going to come out, but it is a card in here. It's it's a woman named Ocean, an Ascended Master named Ocean, and she's saying drink more water. So that just came up in my head. Also, too, that could be a purification thing. So detoxing your body, trying to flush out everything. If you haven't been eating real well lately, a lot of us haven't been because we've been pretty stressed out. Try to detox your body in that way, just flushing things out. And drink good tea, too. Don't drink shitty tea. Drink good tea. Okay. Oh, sweet. Good one. So yeah, while we're talking about all this energy work that we're going to be doing, right, with relationships, and we are making that final push, and we're also working on, you know, observing ourselves and essentially meditating to gain some clarity, we also want to protect and shield our energy. So when we step outside of this three-dimensional realm, you know, this earthly realm of wake up, eat, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to bed, repeat. When we step outside of that and we start getting into this energetic, spiritual side of life, there is some risk that comes with it, right? When we start to be more open spiritually and energetically with ourselves and with the people around us, we also open ourselves up to some negative energies and some people who might want to latch onto us and just sort of like suck out our energy. Toxic people. I'm glad this came out because this is a really good reminder, something that I had not previously mentioned. While you're doing all of this, while you're focusing on all of this and trying to focus more on not three-dimensional things, protect yourself, please. You can ask Archangel Michael to protect you. I'm sure you can ask El Moira to protect you as well. I'm sure both of them will do the job just fine. Wear, you know, black tourmaline or any stone that can be protecting. Sage the shit out of yourself on a regular basis. I know, like, sage, you know, I had one person one time be like, isn't sage a spice? I'm like, yeah. It also helps you clear your energy. So we don't want to just go la-di-da out into the world and do all this stuff and naively believe that we aren't going to attract any bad, because it's not true. We attract bad shit all the time. The point is to protect ourselves so it doesn't affect us negatively in the long run. All right, well, I hope everyone has a great week, even though there is still a lot of crap, like still settling, and we're all still feeling kind of what's going to happen next. I really think that this is going to be a good week for clarity and epiphanies for a lot of people. We're going to be coming down from the roller coaster, and we're going to be looking at things, the patterns that we've experienced that have been highlighted in the last week, and we're going to look at what we can do to make sure that what we want to happen happens in the future. So realizing our personal power in that way and also having some clarity. So be open to that. Be open to that clarity. Be open to receiving messages and guidance. It sounds silly, but honestly, even if you don't want to think of it as it being your spirit guides, you can just think of it as coming from a more wise version of yourself. So, you know, smart Allison. Hey, smart Allison, what should earthly Allison do today? Oh, I don't know, earthly Allison. You probably shouldn't get mad at your boss today because it's just going to make you feel like shit. Thanks, smart Allison. That's really good advice. Just saying. All right, I'm crazy. It's too early. I need to go get ready for work. Everyone have a great week, and I will see you next week.